Good evening, everyone. My name is Gordon Reinick, and I'm going to be presenting on two fantastic courses that we teach out of our outstanding wellness center. The two courses are going to be personal fitness and cross sport. Both of these are available for grade 10 students to get enrolled in. So you can see in the pictures there, we've got all kinds of great activities that we do in the wellness center. And looking at a course like personal fitness, and how it compares to cross sport. Personal fitness is basically an activity-based course where students learn proper weight training techniques, skills, and safety in this state-of-the-art wellness center that we have. Students must be ready to work out regularly in class, as it's an activity-based class. There's also a theory component, which includes proper nutrition for training, individual goal setting, leadership development, and human anatomy. So we combine all those things, and then we build programs. Students build programs for themselves to work out. Okay. Cross sport, on the other hand, is like an honors course for personal fitness. Athletes work with outside certified personal trainers, receiving individual programs to help develop sport-specific needs for their specific sport. It's geared towards the high-performance style athlete that wants to take their training to the next level. Multi-sport skill training is used to create better all-around athletes. For example, learning sprint training techniques will benefit an athlete's power and footwork in their specific sport. Looking at these two courses together, they are something that an athlete can take at our school both at the same time. One in a different term, that type of thing. Right now, we're going to go to a question and answer. Ours is working right now. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to some frequently asked questions that we have set up here. So I'll let those of them come to me. We'll go from there.
Hi, Mr. Reinick. I got a question for you.
Sure, Mr. Barry.
How many of these courses, personal fitness and cross sport, can a student take in a year or a quarter or a semester?
Yeah, so basically we have three different courses that are kind of in the wellness center. There's cross sport, personal fitness, and sports med. I'll be talking a little bit later on the sports med, but of those three courses, we recommend that you take a maximum of 2 courses per school year. So you could take personal fitness and cross sport and personal fitness, or sports med and personal fitness, and that type of thing. So 2 out of the 3 is kind of our recommendation. And I'll give you a nice cross section of what we offer with that.
And another question, Mr. Reinick, if that's okay?
Sure.
Excuse me, sorry. What are the fees for the courses personal fitness and cross sport?
So personal fitness is $55, and basically that's going to give you a membership to the Wellness Center for the full year, and it also covers the cost of the Wellness Center and that. Cross sport is $300 because we bring in personal trainers from outside of school, and then they're going to give you that higher level experience where you're going to be doing things that are with an actual athletic trainer, and so their programs are going to be geared specifically to help you to get better at your sport. So that's a little bit more money for that one, but it's a great program for high-level athletes that want to excel and play at the next level.
And one more question, Mr. Reinick, if that's okay? What's the difference between the 2 courses, personal fitness and cross sport?
Well, personal fitness is basically a workout and activity-based course, and students are kind of more self-directed, so the teacher's there to give them information, theory, and those kinds of things. And then what happens is the student will then develop programs that they develop on their own under the guidance of the teacher. Okay, so we have a theory component on nutrition, weight training, all those kinds of things, and then we also then go to, and the students make up their own program. Whereas the cross sport, we actually bring in certified athletic trainers, so you have an athletic trainer then that's going to help you and really shape your program. And they're going to do some really cool high-level things. There's a little bit of a field trip component where they do things at Millennium Place, so they'll do sprint things there, they'll do all kinds of other higher level things that are attached to the course. The biggest difference being that cross sport is going to take your performance to the next level. And that's so it's like an honors personal fitness. So for those athletes that really want to excel and and perform at the highest level, that we recommend that course for them.
And one more question, if that's okay?
Sure, fire away.
Is there any special equipment that the students need to provide for themselves for these two courses?
Other than just your regular gym attire, proper footwear, and that type of thing, no, and that. So all the other stuff will be provided by the school, and then the personal trainers that come in. They have some cool things that they bring in, some testing things. Like we have a laser for the sprints. They have a thing to check your vertical jump, which is a cool thing. So everything is really high tech and at a high level. And so they provide all those things. All athlete has to come in with is a good attitude of wanting to work out and get better, and basic gym attire and shoes.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Reineck. There's no more questions at this time.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Barry.
All right, perfect. Thank you for that, Mr. Reineck. For any questions that you weren't able to type in, please send Mr. Reineck an email here on the provided email.
Any questions for me?
Sorry, Mr. Reineck. Yes, I have a few questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect, Mr. Barry.
Are there any fees for these courses?
Yes, so personal fitness has a fee of $55, and basically it covers the cost of maintenance from the wellness center and that, and it allows the athlete to have, or the student to have, a membership for the full year in the wellness center. So after their course is done, they can come and work out after school, because our wellness center is open from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. Obviously, not during these COVID times, but when we have a regular school year, it is open there for students to use. So that's going to be $55 for the personal fitness. The cross sport's a little bit more, it's $300, but the reason it is because we actually have personal trainers come in, and they actually advance athletes up above and beyond where we could normally go in a personal fitness class. So they bring their expertise into the school, and we also go on field trips to places like Millennium Place, work on sprints and other activities there that are higher level things. So the fees are $300 for cross sport and $55 for the personal fitness.
Well, thank you, Mr. Reineck. Does a student have to be an athlete to participate in personal fitness or cross sport?
Personal fitness, a person doesn't have to be an athlete necessarily. A lot of athletes do take it, but we can go in there just for fitness. So the key thing with personal fitness is that you want to be healthier, you want to feel better, you want to be able to change the fitness level that you have. Okay, so you don't have to have a high level coming in. That's the goal of our course, is that if we change our fitness level and start here and we gain any level of fitness, then we're successful in the course. So for sure in personal fitness, having any previous experience isn't even necessary. Now cross sport, probably people that go into cross sport are looking for that advanced level. So a lot of them are high level athletes that want to advance themselves. However, if somebody was just really into fitness and they didn't play a sport, cross sport would be a great sport class to be involved in, because it allows athletes to work at a higher level, and or a person to work at a higher level. So you don't necessarily have to be an athlete in the cross sport. Most of the students that go into that are playing a sport and they're trying to excel at that. Whereas personal fitness, for sure, we have all kinds of students that come in, from people that have never worked out before to some that have lots of experience working out. And everyone is welcome, and the key thing is just got to enjoy the working out. If you have a good work ethic, you're going to get change and result, which is the goal of our course.
Well, that's great, Mr. Reineck. Thank you very much. Can a student take both of those courses in the same calendar year?
They can. So we wouldn't take them in the same quarter or the same semester, because that'd be too much working out. But the goal of these courses, we have more than one, is that it allows a person to be active throughout the entire year. So if you had one in the first half of the year, you had one in the second half of the year, a person could even take a phys ed class on top of that, and that'd be good. Okay, so it allows athletes and students to be active in our school, and we know the connection between being active and the brain and doing well in classes as well. So it's a nice outlet for students, and that's for sure. Students can take personal fitness and cross sport.
Now, if a student was interested in taking both in the same calendar year, is there one that you would suggest they took first?
Well, usually what would happen is you take personal fitness first. We do have a CrossSport 10 course. It's typically taught in the second half of the year. So if a student wanted to take both, they would take personal fitness in the first half of the year, and then the CrossSport comes in the spring because it allows them to do some activities outside and that type of thing as well. So that's kind of how they're set up. So it's set up for a student for sure in grade 10 to come in and take personal fitness and then go to the CrossSport in the second semester or third or fourth quarter, probably the fourth quarter. That's when we're running it this year in our quarter system that we have. The CrossSport's in the fourth quarter.
Well, thank you, Mr. Reineck. I have another question, if that's okay.
Sure.
Are there any off-campus activities in personal fitness or CrossSport?
Yeah, so in personal fitness, we do our stuff here at the school. So we have the fantastic facility here. We have availability of gyms to us. So we have a pretty good situation here. But in CrossSport, for sure, there's activity that goes on outside the school. We go to Millennium Place and we do some activities there on the turf field that they have inside there. And we do some great things in sprint and all kinds of other cool things. And those are led by our personal trainers that we have come in that run our CrossSport classes. So in the CrossSport, we definitely have an out-of-school component, and that's a regular component, and that's also why we have that in the spring. Some of those things we may be going somewhere outdoors as well, and there's some field trips that go along with that.
Thank you, Mr. Reineck. And is there any special equipment that the students need for either of these two courses?
You know what? A student just needs the proper gym attire, including a good pair of running shoes. When we're doing indoor stuff, the indoor shoes. When we're outdoors, again, support for our feet and that type of thing as we're working on grass and turf and those kinds of things. The cool thing is we get a Sal t-shirt that we provide here as part of the fee there, and that's so students will be able to have a cool Sal shirt that they'll wear for that, so they can use that as part of their gym gear, and otherwise just gym gear and a good pair of running shoes.
And we have a question to Mr. Reineck. How many credits do you get for the personal fitness course?
So the personal fitness course and the CrossSport courses each will earn students 6 credits. Okay, so the cool thing is that as you get into the 30 level course, those 6 credits can be used towards Rutherford scholarships. They can be used in some instances as university entrance courses and that type of thing. So really good situation where it's 6 credits in each of the 3 levels of the course in each of the courses.
And one last question, if I may.
Yes, you may.
About how many students are in these classes?
So typically a cross or a personal fitness 10 class will have anywhere from 20 to 30 kids, usually somewhere in that range. And a CrossSport class will probably have around 20, because that's going to allow us to get onto a bus, and a small bus, and for transportation purposes. So good class size. We have a wonderful big facility that's able to accommodate our classes and stuff. So it's between 20 and 30 for the personal fitness, and around 20 for the CrossSport.
Well, thank you, Mr. Reineck. There are no more questions at this time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have any more further questions, you can contact Mr. Reineck here with the provided email.